Maybe I'm a bit late to the party for the era of fleeting, short-lived internet. But Gameoverse is still a freshly new series that got its pilot episode out a few weeks ago on Glitch Productions YouTube. The creator of Gameoverse being Ross O'Donovan. Just gonna give you a quick look at the plot, so maybe you will go around to watching it. The story follows a squad of video game characters, as their entire world they live in is called the Gameoverse. And each game is its own planet the main squad travels through. The main characters we see at first are Kit and Kabul. Yes, the cat girl, we will get to, and this cyclop ball guy. That's actually a backpack that can give kids some special items or even a whole transformation. Which is hella sick, I like this stuff. Another character is this tiny dinosaur called Gobbles that Kaboodle kinda makes fun of at the start. But don't worry, this guy will have his time to shine. And yeah, he just recently joined the team. Now, the interesting twist to the plot that gets established at the start is that this squad goes to each planet/game to stop the hero from defeating the villain. Because if the hero wins, the whole planet falls apart because the game has been finished. And of course there's the opposing team called the Syntax that helps the heroes doom their own planets. And our main squad needs to watch out for them too. Aight, now I was pretty reluctant to watch this pilot. It simply didn't get my attention, even though I follow Glitch, so I saw posts about it. I saw people talk about it, I saw the characters rolling around. Still, just put watching it on my to-do maybe someday list. Funny thing that then I saw the drama unravel about it. And oh my, who could have thought that this simple premise fun action series would get problematic at all? But it's the internet, after all. At least the good part about the drama is that people talking negatively about it actually made me eager to see it for myself. Because I hate having opinions on stuff that I haven't seen or read about myself. So this is how I got to watching Gameoverse. And oh wow, I did enjoy it. I want to spill more about my opinion on the show, but I would also like to address the drama. I bet some of you are here specifically for it. And oh yes, I'm giving my 5 cents to this discourse. What's the drama even about? So, women. First thing, the swimsuits. So, the pilot episode takes place in an underwater world. Kit changes her outfit to fit in with the environment, and so does another female character on the opposing team. That is, misinformation. You hear that right. Now I need to say that this is also on point with the world building to have them blend in. Because the in-game characters cannot know you're outside of their game, and they cannot really be told about the whole Gameoverse thing. That's what we learn in the pilot episode too. That's why they do the outfit change. Characters like Kabudo, Goggles or Fold don't get an outfit change because they don't really have clothes to begin with. I would love to see some accessory variations for them too, from time to time. Yeah, I wonder if we are going to get that actually. Because I don't know about you, I don't see this pink, magenta dinosaur running around a freaking battlefield type of game with his little tie. If we do go with the premise that the team needs to blend in, not gonna lie, it would be stupid to have only Kit change her appearance. Okay, going back, people went freaking crazy about the swimsuits for some reason. Because I guess women just existing in ones is inherently sexual? What? Showing some skin on the female characters is wrong, eh? But these two guys can walk around abs and chest out, and no one is screaming crimes. Huh? Because of course the male characters can look hot without it being inherently perverted. No way it could be the same exact for the women. Sure, full-on diving suits could be more realistic for this episode, but I don't know, the swimsuits are fine when they exist in a freaking game world, when they can breathe underwater. And again, what's wrong with a woman wearing a swimsuit? Damn it, even if it's a bikini. It's not like the outfit change or them being like this is specifically sexualized in the animation either. People threw around the word fanservice a lot with this one. And maybe the word isn't wrongfully used here. I'm not saying that, because yes, putting your characters in certain outfits can be done for this purpose. But even if this was done for fanservice reasons, then it really isn't as severe as people make it out to be. Seriously, do these people actually see what they are complaining about? I think an example of actual severe and pretty damn uncomfortable fanservice is all these anime scenes when the woman just gets her shirt swished out of her because of the wind or something. So yeah, I'm sure you can find actually nasty fanservice somewhere there to criticize. It's not a cat girl having a woman's body and wearing clothes on a beach episode, oh my stars. Honestly, on topic of fanservice, I think the Planetronika had far more fanservice for the main character Butterfly in the short 7-minute pilot than the entire 30 minutes of Gameoverse did. But from what I heard, they got slandered for it too. Lol. Sure, maybe the swimsuits were supposed to look hot and well done for fanservice reasons, but it isn't inherently perverted. And oh my stars, it's not gunner bait to have a woman look nice. It disgusts me that people throw this word around so aimlessly. In general, I kinda don't vibe with the word gunner, it's just too stupid sounding to me. But I also believe I have this feeling about it, cause it's used for literally anything at this point. It was meant to be a word for disgusting, to be condemned perversion, but now it's used in this scenario where an adult cartoon woman wears a freaking Stars Protect bikini. Fanservice like this is just so tame, it's absolutely not worth calling gunner bait, because I would say it's even tasteful. You can disagree. People need to chill about it. It would be great if we took this rage and pointed it at actual problematic content. Content that is misogynistic, where women are just there for the audience to lust over, or stories that make them exist only, so they are an accessory to the male character, their girlfriend, the damsel to save, or whatever. And again, just exist to be perverted upon. Or in terms of fanservice, point at all of the uncomfortable, excessive ones that use humiliation, or even worse ones that infantilize the woman to act like a child. Ew. It's called fanservice, but I'm not a fan of this shit. But sure, that one cartoon adult woman choosing to wear a bikini and looking pretty hot is the issue. Why can't women just exist in their bodies? You will have people who are weird about characters, always. But in current time, you also get the side that screams bloody murder, cause they find the perhaps simply hot design the root of all evil and perversion. Also aiming this at the multiple outfit changes for Kit in this one clip, cause some people want to be weird about it for some reason too. I don't know, maybe I'm just not a gunner. But I didn't see this as perverted at all. Just cool as heck outfit variations. Oh, but the boobies jiggled! Yeah, just like Kit jumps as a whole to give this outfit change effect. It would be pretty stupid to keep them static in such an animation, not gonna lie. Can you find the outfits hot? Of course! Maybe Kit isn't my top-to-go character to crush on, but I did find her looking good in some of these. doesn't mean the scene itself, nor her or misinformation outfits were made to be freaking gunner bait. As an ending point to this one, I really won't mind slight fanservice like the swimsuits or kids also badass transformation. I didn't mention some people also having their thoughts about it too. Yeah, so I don't mind. I'm just hoping they won't go further with it, but I doubt it. The series really doesn't seem like that type of content. And yeah, my personal only concern for the outfit changes is how it's going to be handled for other squad members, cause it would be pretty inconsistent if only Kit tries to blend in with the words, while other characters don't. Okay, I can understand Kabuto, because he's just a ball, or Fold, who actually already transforms into different things. But for others, they could give them simple city accessories, if anything. Okay, the drama character proportions. And of course the female character proportions being literally the same. And on this one, yeah, it does leave a sour taste in my mouth whenever I try to enjoy a heavily stylized animated media. But I see a cast of characters where the male ones have dozens of different body shapes, but the women are just copy-pasted big hips with pretty lashes. And sometimes there's just this one single, quote, ugly woman. Gameoverse pilot sadly falls for this too. Cause vast majority of the female characters that we saw so far have the same exact body type. Sure, people bring up that there's Crab Girl, and heck yeah, we love Crab Girl, but look at the graph again. She perfectly fits for that one supposedly ugly character, and it doesn't help the case that, well, she's a joke character. Yeah, she only appears a few times in this one segment for a joke. At least for now. Who knows, maybe she will have a bigger role in the future. Now, yeah, it pains me when shows do this, when the male cast is so different in comparison, but it doesn't necessarily break the show for me. It's fair to criticize this and point it out, please continue doing so, cause I think we would use more creators being bolder with making female characters that can vary in shapes just like the male ones. But it isn't the end of the world if they don't do this for one series. I think what's far more important about creating your female characters is not the proportions but how you write them. You know what's an issue? Writing your female characters only so they can be an accessory to the male ones, or so they can only look pretty to the viewer, and giving them zero depth, motivations, place in the story, just nothing. That if you erased them or replaced them with an object, and your story would still work perfectly fine, that sucks, do better, cause your woman isn't a character. And yeah, Gameoverse doesn't seem to have that issue. On a finishing note, as long as we get more of the women in this series and them having a part in it, I can turn a blind eye to the same proportions. Kit already seems like a nicely established character. I found Misinformation a very fun character too. Maybe we didn't get much about her deal yet, but neither did we for Fold or some other people. So I think we won't be having the problem of not having interesting women in this series. At least I hope so. Okay, so my final thoughts on the drama in general. Gotta wait for more episodes, and pray that the community doesn't throw the word gunnerbait aimlessly at things that freaking aren't it. I also don't want normal, chill fans of this show to walk on eggshells, cause you won't be able to like any of the female cast, cause the internet deemed them as nothing and existing only so people can lust over them. Again, who is the perverted one here? But hey, what you can always do is just watch the show, stay in the normal part of the community and not use Twitter. Or X, or whatever. I refuse to call it X. Phew, if we are after the source, I'm forgetting all about the bullshit and gonna take the other half of this video to yap about how much I've enjoyed the pilot. So, To refresh, I couldn't get myself to watch it at first, but after I did, it has grown on me. Got captivated by the plot, won't lie. I like the twist on the protagonists helping the villains and antagonists helping the heroes. Makes our team seem like complete shitheads when they actually try to save everyone. I'm loving the struggle. It also opens so many scenarios when stopping the hero from defeating the villain can not only be difficult to do, but also mentally straining. Because let's say the villain of the game did something horrible to the hero, or is actively ruining the peace in the current world. I would love to see at least one episode tackling something like that. The entire universe being some big pool of different game worlds gives many opportunities for different broad and various scenery and plots on its own, and I'm so in for it. Just looking at some of the characters from the Syntax team, it's fair to say we may see worlds nowhere as friendly and light-hearted as the first planet we were on during the pilot. A mesh between some easier and goofy worlds and some straight-up nightmares would be fun to see. I'm also a fan of this we are in a game, so we have some fun and extra game mechanics, like Kit using juices for healing, characters not being able to hit certain NPCs. It can be simply fun, but it can also give that eerie vibe when used in that way. The static part, for example. And I love anything even slightly eerie. We didn't get much about the whole Farcade thing that the Kid Squad works for, and great, because I would hate to get everything explained to me and thrown in my face like I'm a baby. Oh yeah, the story pacing seems alright in those terms too, because they spilled a bit of the concept, but enough to get me hooked to look more into this world. Who exactly is this Dusk guy? How does the Farcade operate? Are there more teams like Kids? Do they have the base of operation, and what is it? Another planet, safe game world, or something outside of the structures? What does Syntax do with the leftover float of the destroyed worlds? If I can just put out questions like these without having a longer while to think, the pilot has successfully brought me into the world of this series. Alright, apart from the story, I need to get out my thoughts on things like the animation, art style, and characters in general. So the character design for the main characters itself didn't stick with me at first. It wasn't the thing that got me watching the pilot after all. When it comes to kids, like, sure, it's something, kinda futuristic vibes, so more on my radar, but it didn't have that, oh, that's lit, when I saw it at first. And won't lie, I needed a while to get used to it. I also couldn't care less for the designs of characters like Gobbles or Kabuto. Just, alright. All I'm saying is the first impression visuals didn't spark any emotions in me, which did change once I've seen these characters in action, and I love the whole squad now. On the other hand, I immediately liked the kid's transformation armor form. Yeah, that was pretty lit. I hope we got more of that. My favorite character for now has to be Kabuto, which is funny because I found him too silly looking at first to care for. Like, oh, what can be interesting in a metal ball or with an eye? But the guy opened his mouth, started yapping, and I love him. He's so grumpy about everything. What a mood. Guy literally gets swallowed by a shark, and his first instinct is to lecture it about his food choosings. Also, I don't know about you, but the voice actor having a slightly worse in quality mic, or I don't know, maybe it's the robotic effect, making him sound a bit more crusty than others, is just cherry on top. I hope they don't fix this, actually. When it comes to other characters, I also found them enjoyable. I will gladly see more of these folks and how they play in the story. Misinformation and Fault seem like a great duo, and I like their teamwork, rivalry, and whatever they have going on. The only character with a more established backstory is Kid for now, We know she lost her whole planet and that still messes with her to this day. What can I say? I love a bit of instability to my main characters. Remember when I said her design didn't stick for me at first? Well, seeing more and more of her made me actually like it in the end. Won't lie, the community memes of her arriving at games like Undertale or Ultra Kill really just made me sympathize with her character even more. I went from saying, whatever, to, oh yeah, give me more of this Catwoman. So that's an upgrade. Another thing is the art style itself, which I have to say is lovely and definitely one of my favorites out there. I'm a sucker for this more blocky and sharp shapes, and I really like the thing they do with the line art. Not only is the line art a bit rough, you can clearly see the nice imperfections of the pen they use, giving that crunchy look, but they also make the connecting edges have those triangle-like points. I don't know how else to describe it, I'll just give you the examples. It's so nice. Sharper edges with more ink weight to them is just my personal eye candy for more stylized art styles. I hope it stays for future episodes. Okay, we can move on to praising the animation next, cause I'm enjoying it a lot. I heard some say that the animation sucks, and it sickens me to the core to hear something like that. The comment was that it's choppy. And yeah, that's a right observation. The animation seems to be done on 3s and 2s in majority. Cause animating on ones, aka the pinnacle of smooth animation, is heavily both time and budget consuming, hence why in most cases it's reserved for certain special scenes. It's a stylistic choice too, of course, and sure, you can prefer smoother or interpolated animation, but saying that choppy animation is objectively bad is just pure freaking lie. And I think anyone who holds such a belief simply doesn't understand animation. Tech bros need the 140 FPS after all. If you want to get out of the dark and educate yourself, I really recommend the Why is Choppy Animation Better by Doodly. Apart from having a tilted title, his video contains an objective explanation of how animation keyframes actually work to create the impact and movement we see, and why some artists prefer the choppiness. Going back, yeah, how the heck can you look at a scene like this and say the animation is bad? Holy shit! I love the animation. All the scenes with the characters are fun and expressive. One of my favorite animation bits off the top of my head are Gobbles trying to get into the water, or just the whole scene of Kit talking before she jumps into the water too. I don't know, the movements they do in this pilot just feel so thought out. And I've liked whatever the beauty it was that Flappers was doing here. The animation gets fast-paced too, but doesn't lose you in the action, and I'm going to praise it for that. Cause I feel like many modern animated stuff is just too erratic and fast with its action scenes. I remember watching Transformers 1 from 2024, and I just couldn't catch anything happening, cause it was just too damn fast. The only thing I caught was a headache, I guess. So yeah, the action moments are awesome in Gameoverse. I like the fact I can catch everything going on, and in how they made some of these scenes look, you could call them straight up epic, really. The thing they did with the robo transformation was just accurate type of level. What the heck. I loved this. Also, cool to see the focus on the heavy inked action smears. Adds to the art style a lot. On a finishing thought, the humor is pretty damn nice too. I've found myself cackling many times. Also, I don't know if you paused on some of the frames, but some expressions you can find are just hilarious. So yeah, I'll gladly watch the new episodes when they come out. But it's not my fave just yet. Maybe crazy to say after I spent so much time yapping about it. But yeah, I say this cause it didn't pull me in that much as Knights of Guinevere did, for example. That's also another fresh glitch series created by Dana Terrace. Yeah, if you want to know what my vibe is, then that show is just exactly what I'm into. For Knights of Guinevere, I desperately wait for more. With Gameoverse, it's more of a lenient wait. When it comes out, I will watch it, but I'm not putting the dates in my calendar, at least for now. Your thoughts on the pilot? Also, if you wish, you can add to the drama discussion, as long as your words aren't vicious. But I also encourage some basic enthusiasm about the show. Just feel free to yap about your favorite moments and characters. This is the place for it too. Thanks for watching. See ya!